Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. This is Our Two Cents, and I'm here with our president and our financial advisor at GCES, Galen Bargerstock. Galen, how are you today?
Another fantastic day. How are you?
I am super. You know, today is our 46th episode. This is our 46th episode of Our Two Cents, and I couldn't be more excited.
Why?
I don't know, because it has been an awesome experience for us to be able to have this show. You know, we've had clients that have come to our office in Indiana, Pennsylvania from like 2 hours away. And it's cool to see people and they wave and people get to know us through this, even though we don't know anything about them. And that's kind of cool whenever those people come into our office and are excited to see us because we've talked.
Yeah, I mean,
much.
I was at a doctor's appointment probably about a week ago, and I was talking to the nurse, and she was telling me how much she watched our show and how she enjoyed our, banter back and forth sometimes.
Yeah. So guys, we do have some exciting stuff coming up for the rest of season 3 of Our Two Cents. We're actually going to be bringing Shauna in, our chief marketing officer, in one of our episodes coming up. She's going to be talking about things that we have coming up this summer and the end of the year at GCES, but there's a lot of exciting things going on, and it's the beginning of the year. It's still kind of the beginning of the year, which is the biggest time I want to say that people decide that they want to retire.
Yeah. Well, at least, if you want to retire this year, a lot of people that I'm talking to right now have the goal that they want to be out by December 31st of this year to call it quits. So, but yeah, now springtime always seems to be when people start to get motivated. They don't have that seasonal depression anymore. So things are stirring.
Well, a lot of our clients are postal employees too. Shout out to USPS. We love our postal employees, and a lot of them are super busy the whole way from October, the whole way until like the middle of January delivering packages. Yeah. So, just seasonally, a lot of them aren't thinking about planning their retirement, and just in general, people in Christmas time aren't thinking about retirement. They're thinking about spending time with their families.
Spending time with their families, especially the postal employees like rural carriers taking packages that everybody's buying presents for their children. So it is I call it their Super Bowl, because it is the time where they are completely Santa Claus. It's the governmental Santa Claus.
So at Our Two Cents, we talk a lot about health, wealth, and happiness and how it relates to finance and our opinion on those things. So you're going to get a lot of opinions from me and Galen about how we feel about different things. And all of those things related to finance. But there are so many things that are encompassed in the finance and insurance industry. One of the things we've always been super upfront about is that you're not going to learn everything you need to learn in this episode. We're so upfront about that, guys. If you're a DIYer and you think you're going to learn everything you can about retirement in this episode, this is not the episode to be watching.
Well, I think that this episode in particular, the topic that we have, I get bombarded with this question all the time. So I think anybody that is sitting in their house right now could readily think of where they might have something stashed like this.
Yeah, and we're talking today, we're talking all about statements. We're giving you guys some feedback on statements, because, whenever we're planning these episodes and what we're going to talk about on Our Two Cents, my first response is, what is it that we constantly have to answer questions about? Like, and we have a bunch of friends that are business owners, from landscaping to tattoo parlors, to construction businesses, to accountants, to attorneys. We have a lot of different friends that own their own business, and we talk to them about marketing a lot. The big thing I always think you should do is answer those questions in your marketing that you hate going over all the time. Like, as a contractor, what are the stupid jobs that you get all the time as a contractor that are super simple, that people could do on their own, but no one knows how to do it, so you end up doing it for low money or whatever it is? That's an example for a contractor.
Yeah, I mean, as a financial advisor, the biggest questions that I get hit for about contracting are, I need to remodel my kitchen, my bathroom, remodel projects. So, no matter what craft you're in or what you're doing, there's always some basic stuff that people are going to constantly ask you. And statements, we're coming, it's April, tax season, time was rolling around. Charles Schwab, where, custodies, where people's money are at when they work with me, they send out a 104-page 1099, for a tax form, and people get that and they're like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, what does all of this mean? Where is it coming from? And, you know, it's a compliance thing because over the years, people have gotten statements and maybe they question things and, you know, the companies are going more in depth and more in depth. So now you have all of these, you know, documents that are multiple pages long. And now you're looking at all these numbers just getting confused on what's going on. And you're like, what do I have going on?
Yeah, and that's really, you know, guys, we get a lot of calls about that from people that don't understand what it is that they're getting in the mail. If you work with us already and you're a client, it's really easy for you to call us. If you are sitting at home right now and you're thinking, I have some statements over on the table that I have no clue what they mean, I have no clue what they are, and it's stuff that you didn't buy from us, and that financial advisor is no longer around or you haven't heard from them in a couple years, what should they do, Galen?
They should give us a call. You know,
What's the phone
immediately.
number?
I don't know our phone number.
Well, it is right on the screen, guys. It's 888-391-3465. Galen will give you a free financial analysis where you'll understand everything that you have coming to you for your retirement. Not just your pension, not just the thrift savings plan or investments, and not just Social Security, but how all of those things work together. And another important thing is it's not just about the one individual person. You're going to be talking to the spouse and the household as a whole. Why do you do that?
I do that so I can get the big picture because whenever I'm looking at just one side, you're getting one side of the story and you're not showing how life is going to hit you guys as a family. So I usually am sitting there, you know, when I'm in person with somebody, they get their paperwork, maybe it's in a shoebox, that used to be popular, but you know, a lot of the statements aren't just the statements that are currently coming in. It could be from an old employer that you worked with before that's telling you a little bit of details about how your pension might work in the future, what ages you can claim from them and things like that. You know, that might be nothing to you, but if you saved it and I come across it, that could be $400 a month of income coming in that you didn't know that you had because you weren't reading the form properly.
Yeah. All I can think about as we're going through this is that when is the last time you even opened up your own mail?
So I would say about 3 weeks ago, I saw something on the counter before it made it to the office, and I did open it up. I believe it was because they returned my check for paying my car registration.
Yeah.
Or no, we didn't send a check or something. I don't remember, but
You didn't sign the stuff for your car registration.
I didn't sign it or something,
Yeah.
but it was a couple weeks before it was an issue, but we got it taken care of. But I'd say a good 2 years since I've opened up mail.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. Galen's giving advice on what to do with your mail as someone who does not open his own mail.
Well, I've tasked out that.
Today on our 2 cents.
I've tasked that part of my life out to somebody else that helps me organize my mail and money and payments.
All right, Galen, master delegator. So, you know, a lot of statements, I think that there's confusion about how stuff is said on the statement is primarily the questions that we get. You know, Tina in our office, by the way, guys, when you work with us, we have a whole team of people behind just me and Galen. We tribute a ton of our success to our team, but Tina's the one that would answer questions about stuff like this when people get their statements. They're going to call her first. What is like the number one phrase on there that's confusing that people think it's one thing and it's not, but it sounds like it should be?
Well, I think one of the biggest things might be, you know, just how you read the statement. Like if you have an investment statement that's coming in, you might see, okay, you had 45,000, now you have 47,000, but that's all you really understand on the statement. You don't see how much you made in the market, what the losses were, if there were losses on the accounts, because that's like 5 pages deep in. So you're looking at it, you're taking a glance, and it's confusing you. You know, and that's on a security statement. If you're talking about a life insurance statement, you know, if you have an annuity coming in, one of the biggest questions that I get on that is, what does this accumulation value mean versus a balanced allocation value versus a surrender value? And then you're explaining all these different values, which one is the real one that you're looking for.
Yeah.
You know, so the balanced allocation value is going to give you the most up-to-date amount of money that you have in there. You know, but with life insurance companies, it's a little bit different because not every company will tell you how much you have in there as the day before's business closed. You know, some of these companies will wait a year to tell you your gains, and then you get the statement in and you're like, why didn't it move at all, and what is going on?
Yeah. The cool thing is, guys, all you have to do is give a call to our office and we can answer all of those questions about those statements. If it even isn't something that you got through us and you need help understanding what it is that you have, that is what we do for people all the time. Give us a call. You can get a second opinion from us. You don't have to break up with your financial advisor right away. I'm assuming that after the appointment, you're going to want to, though. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break. In the meantime, feel free to call the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. We can set you up with a Zoom appointment to meet with Galen and start to get your finances on track. See you in a minute.
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. After nearly a lifetime on the job, you should be rewarded for all the time you spent working. Whether that's crossing off items on your bucket list, learning a new passion, or rekindling the love of an old one. After all, life isn't over when you stop working. It's the start of an all-new chapter. The one where you're the writer and you get to choose how your story will go. A way to achieve that is by having a clear financial plan to sustain your golden years. The biggest fear most retirees have is if they'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle they've always enjoyed. Having a plan to help protect you against the curveballs life often throws will help to maintain your lifestyle. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
As people, we strive for better. From a better house to a better career to a better life for all of those around us. Better has become the modern way. But when it comes to your retirement, what does better mean to you? Does that mean more income? Does that mean a flexible lifestyle or better solutions? A better retirement always begins with a plan. To get your complimentary written financial plan, just call the number you see here. And remember, you only retire once, and this is your opportunity to plan ahead for better. Welcome back to R2 Cents, everyone. I'm your host, Clinton Smith, and I'm here with Galen Bargerstock, our financial advisor and president at GCES. So today we're talking about statements and giving you some statements. It's one of our common questions. People get stuff in the mail and they don't understand what it is that it is that they're reading.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the number one thing where we have clients calling us and they're upset about what it says in that statement. But then when you talk to them, you basically tell them that they don't understand what they're talking about. They're reading it wrong.
Well, I don't like to put it that way, but yeah, I mean, whenever you're going over your statement and you're confused about it, a lot of times that I'm going to step in and have a conversation with you, it's just about the education of that statement and where you need to look for the appropriate information. You know, some of these, you know, if you're in an annuity, some of them will stretch out for 2 years and lock in the, you know, gains that you've made, and then that's your new value. But if you're on year one, that number hasn't been locked in some of these companies. So they're like, I didn't make any money at all. But if you go to page 3, you'll see that you're up 7.9% for the year or whatever the return is. And you just have to wait one more year for hopefully another 7 or 8% return. So you could accumulate that. So it's just the understanding of what they do. And it's a little bit frustrating on our part. I mean, I roll with the punches, but every company has a different standard of how they want to approach their communications with a client. So it is what it is. You have to throw the question at me for me to actually answer it at this point, because if an outside person's coming in, I might not even have ever heard the company that they purchased an annuity from before, which has happened, but I'll look at the statement and I'll have a general idea what's going on.
I like the part that you just said, if you ask me a question, I'll answer it. Mm-hmm. Favorite food?
Wings.
Faster, though. You have to answer a lot faster.
Why faster?
I don't know. Favorite color?
Blue.
Why is it blue? My favorite color
I
is
was
blue.
looking at it. You have a blue
You're just
shirt
answering
on.
it?
Yeah, just answering. I'm rushed.
Right. Okay, how about hobby?
Hobby.
Yeah, so I know you're probably going to, hold on. What's he going to say, guys? Do you guys know each other? Yeah. He's going to be like, all I do is work all the time. I don't have a hobby.
I don't have a hobby. I meditate. So
Okay.
Every morning I get up and I meditate for about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes when I'm done.
I think, guys, his new obsession, if you have had a Zoom meeting with him, you've seen the progress of his backdrop, right? So I would think that that is one of your hobbies, would be taking care of the plants and stuff at our office and doing stuff like that.
I do. I enjoy planting, anything, gardening in the summers, and the office. All the plants and stuff that we have in the office were from our home, and now this time in about a week or so, we really need to get some plants back in our house because we've taken 30 plants.
Yeah.
At one point, I think we had, what did we count, 115?
120. We lived in, okay, so the South Side guys in Pittsburgh, circa 2006, when the South Side was cool before it got expensive. We lived there. We lived above Taco Loco on the third floor. Third floor walk up.
It was very nice.
One bedroom for $450 a month, which back then that was amazing because we were young. We were just getting started. We both just got out of the military, and we had 127 house plants in a one bedroom.
Yeah.
The cool thing is that we had cathedral height ceilings, right? So the ceilings were all 12 feet, and we were on the third floor. So we could see over the South Side, that we could see the Cathedral of Learning in Oakland through one side of windows, and we could see all of downtown Pittsburgh through the other windows.
And it was even better because our friend that lived downstairs, she would heat our apartment because all the heat would rise. So she would tell us how expensive her electric bill was, and we were like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's so funny. It was a gas bill. I remember this. Shout out, hi Keely. Keely, if you're watching at home, it's a great story. I remember we were sitting outside of her apartment, and she was talking about how expensive her gas bill. And she's like, well, what was your guys' gas bill? Because we lived on the third floor and she was on the second.
Yeah.
And ours was $70 and hers was above $400.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we keep it at a nice, comfortable 62.
But I mean, bringing it back to hobbies, I mean, gardening. I mean, I do like gardening, and I guess shopping for the office. I am very into our office right now. It's another project we're remodeling, so it's picking out the new fixtures, looking at stuff. I mean, I'm not really picking out stuff, I'm looking at it, but.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think we all know who gets the final approval. So statements. Let's give somebody another statement.
Yeah.
I like playing video games in the morning before I get up. That is my new hobby now. I get up now sometimes at 5 a.m. and I'm in there playing a video game. Warzone, if you guys are curious.
Yeah.
You can find me on the PlayStation Network, Clinton Schmitten. Send me a friend request. I will play Call of Duty with you at 5 in the morning. But that's what we have going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what we do in our free time. Yeah. I don't want people to get the misconception that we have a TV show, that we're unreachable, that we're not just like everyone else. We both grew up in trailers in Indiana County on separate sides of the county, and we've worked for everything to get to where we are now.
Yeah. I mean, what we're talking about right now is just statements, things that are coming in that you need to know about,
Yeah.
It required by the securities industry is the statements, so when you're getting this stuff in and you're confused, some of the stuff that, I'm seeing when I'm giving somebody a second opinion, I'm thinking to myself, why didn't your first advisor go over some of this stuff? I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm coming in, I kind of feel like I'm cleanup crew because this should have been addressed years ago with you. You're 15 years into this account.
Yeah.
How do you not know what's going on? And believe me, I understand life happens and you're doing all these things and it's confusing to talk about the financial things at times. But, the reality is if you're questioning if your advisor knows what they're doing or not, that's already part that maybe they don't, and maybe you should get that second opinion.
Yeah, the good thing about working with us is that if you're our clients and you have statements in the mail, you can give us a call and we can answer your questions about it. If you're not one of our clients and you're getting statements in the mail that are confusing and you don't understand what it is, and your financial advisor hasn't been around or you don't talk to them anymore, there's a number right here on the screen. We totally want to be your new financial advisor, and Galen can help you understand all of the things on that statement that are available to you. So you do appointments on Zoom, in the office, and at people's homes. all over the country, guys. You can call us 888-391-3465, and you can become one of our clients and meet with Galen. You can do that all while we're on commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place and then help determine if you're well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision, so why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you're getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
When interest rates are low, you might be able to refinance your home, your car, and even your credit cards because it could help you keep more of your own money each month. Yet, when interest rates go up, it makes sense to refinance your retirement. Higher interest rates could provide income opportunities you may not be aware of. What works for your portfolio during low interest rates may not work for your retirement when interest rates are high. Find out if a retirement refi could work for you. Call today for your complimentary Refi Your Retirement Review.
Welcome back to R2 Cents, everyone. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm also the CEO of GCES, and I'm here with our financial advisor and president of GCES, Galen Bargerstock. So Galen, this is our 46th episode, which is not how old you are.
It's not.
Nope, you're 44.
I am 44.
Yeah, you just told me before the break. So guys, I don't know about any other couples out there, but I always add 2 years to Galen's age for some reason, even though it's always been the same distance apart.
I think it's just to get under my skin, probably.
Why?
I don't know.
Me get under your skin?
I don't have any pet peeves, so I don't know how.
All right. So guys, we're talking about statements that people get in the mail. You know, this is by far the number one question that we get from clients that are already working with us, where they are confused about what it says on the statement. They call us wondering, hey, what's going on? This isn't what I thought it was. What is this?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's confusing when you are doing something new and it's fresh. So, and that's kind of what I said earlier in the segment of, you know, at the beginning is when you need to address the concerns of what the statements look, because if you're doing it at the very beginning and you understand what you're looking for and where you're looking for it, you're going to track it a lot better throughout your lifetime. And, you know, like you said about me not opening mail. Yeah, I haven't opened up mail for 2 years. Yeah. And it's not that I don't care about those things. It's that most of the stuff that we have coming in, I understand what's going on because you inform me, or if it's something that we've done, you know, I looked at it at the beginning, so it's not something that requires my attention. You know, but you might randomly get a statement coming in, like the companies will send an end of year statement and it has verbiage on it that is confusing. You know, so everybody has questions, and you should definitely bring the statement questions to us.
Do you think that postal employees hate opening up mail because it's like taking work home?
Yes and no. So I've asked this question a lot, and there's a lot of mixed responses because, like, when I'm doing, you know, securities, Charles Schwab is going to give the option to go paperless or to have paper statements, and a lot of the postal employees will go paper statement just because it's job security, maybe not for them, but for friends that they've left behind because they're no longer there and they're retired. But, you know, online is much more convenient to me. But yeah, the postal employees, they like the statements.
Well, like me personally, guys, I absolutely despise opening mail. I hate opening mail. There's this one company that wants to give me a loan that sends stuff. I even know their address, you know, like, because I can see it on the return mail. They send me like postcards, big mail, little mail, all these different sizes of mail, and they always trick me because I end up opening it up. But this is kind of like it goes in one hand and like it's good, but then also bad. Because I hate opening up mail so much, and I'm ADHD where I'm going to open up mail and I'm like, okay, I haven't opened it yet. Looks like it's not important, and I tear it in half, and then I look inside and it's like a refund check from something weird. Do you know what I mean? Like Tide sent us a refund check or something like that, or Costco money. You know, there's all
Costco,
these
yeah,
different things, but I absolutely I hate opening mail.
Yeah, so you just were talking to me about how I haven't opened mail in 2 years, but how long has it been for you?
Well, let me just say that I, as the person who's in charge of opening the mail, have also delegated that. Hi, Sam, who opens up our mail for us. Thank you so much for all that you do. Speaking of Sam, she's the one that you want to call if you're setting up an appointment. So you can call Sam. If you want to call through the number here on the screen, you can. It's 888-391-3465. But if you're paying attention, write this number down. This is your direct way into Sam, who sets up all of Galen's appointments. Her number is 724-915-0005. It's not going to come up on the screen. You have to be paying attention to get that number.
Yeah, and that I actually knew that number. I just don't know this number.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this number is only for the TV show, so it's one that we say every 3 months.
Right.
So, guys, you know, our 2 cents is all about health, wealth, and happiness. We're going to talk about finance and retirement, money, all of those things that go into that, because it's not just about your investments. It's not just about your pension. It's not just about Social Security. There's so much more that goes into a person's retirement, and I'm sure you see that firsthand in working with as many families and people as you have.
It is, and the only thing that I would like to maybe mention out there that I think is important on statements is, you know, you might not have an annuity, you might not have a securities account, you might not know what's going on, but your parents, they most likely do. And when they're passing away, that is also statements that you're going to receive that you're going to be clueless about.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know how to read this statement. It was your parents' account. You didn't even know it existed. And then next thing you know, there's 4 more accounts lying around. And that's the part where we can come in and help with all of these statements, because it's not just your statements, it's things that you're inheriting that wasn't familiar to you that now you need to know what's going on.
I can guarantee you, if you're sitting at home right now watching this and you're thinking to yourself, hey, that sounds a lot like me. I have tons of statements right over there that I don't know what they are, I don't know what I have, and I don't know anything about what I'm going to do for retirement. It's real simple. You can give us a call at GCES. We do appointments on Zoom. We can come out to your house and sit down with you, or you can come to our office in Indiana, Pennsylvania. There's so many different ways for you to have an appointment with us. Just give us a call, 888-391-3465. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.